Hello, everybody. It's February 24, 2025. And thank you, SDL, for this very interesting website that I'm going to discuss. And I'm actually going to review it with you for the first time. So please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there. It's called the Directed Energy Weapons Police. And it's not what you're thinking. Okay, this is a new group. It's Directed Energy Weapons Agency, Inc. Now, I have not looked into this. I don't know how legitimate it is. I don't know what kind of work they have done. I don't know if people have hired. I don't know what good stuff that they've done yet. But do your own research. Directed Energy Weapons Police. So let me back up before we get to this one that I'm reading now. I'm going back to the home. Victims, you can file a report here. Yes, victims. A division of Directed Energy Weapons Agency, Inc. And about. Directed Energy Weapons Police works to help protect citizens of the United States of America from the criminal use of directed energy weapons. This is the DO Police President, Mr. Aaron Smith. Hard to see. It's a division of Direct Energy Weapons Agency, Inc. So it's an incorporated agency. The purpose is to help stop quote-unquote criminal use of directed energy. I mean, isn't any use of directed energy in the United States criminal? Stop criminal use of handheld, portable directed energy devices, weapons including street, illegal, and homemade weapons. Help protect the public from criminal use of neuro weapons. Help protect the public from criminal use of acoustic weapons. Help protect peace officers by informing and educating all about the types of use of illegal, legal, handheld, portable, and homemade neuro weapons and technology, sonic weapons, acoustic weapons, radio frequencies, voice to skull, and directed energy weapons at home and abroad. And it says here TEAM. To make it mandatory and provide an electric radio frequency and magnetic field reader detector and alarm for every home and business throughout the United States of America. DEW Police is a resource that makes it easier for victims that are fearful of not being believed, taken seriously, or labeled crazy to report these types of crimes. Provides a safe and knowledgeable environment to assist the victims of direct pulsed microwave energy, acoustic, and neuro voice to skull weapons. Conduct tests to detect external voice to skull connection, Havana syndrome, and other neuro weapons injuries and or illnesses. Note, we're a division of Directed Energy Weapons Agency, Inc., a non-profit organization that specializes in the criminal use of directed energies. We are not the government police. As we progress, we do look forward to work alongside local police, national security. Now, I'm just going to say something here. I hear what they're saying here. They want to help do these things. The most important thing is to enact a law banning the use of these weapons. And there's a woman here in Kentucky that I have assisted in creating one of these bills that keeps getting passed around for 3 years. No one signed it yet. 3 years. Yes, about neuro weapons and all this stuff, all these handheld devices and stuff. 3 years. Nobody's signing it. So good luck with that. Every state needs to enact these laws. However, there has to be a mechanism in place where if you do catch somebody, that there is swift action and penalties taken against them. And there are 4 states that actually have such bills or laws: Michigan, Maine, Massachusetts. They all begin with the letter M. Michigan, Maine. I don't know if it's Missouri, and Massachusetts. If you know, leave a comment down below. The 4 of them begin with the letter M. Okay, so now let's get on with this. There is a portion here where you can file a report. Are you experiencing directed energy body, neuro head, acoustic ear weapon attacks? File a report by emailing us at info@dopolice.com. Note, we're accepting reports of directed energy weapons, including acoustic and neuro weapons, harassment, and assaults. We are not the government police. Your case is not being investigated by us. This process is solely to get a count of the number of victims in the United States who are experiencing these types of attacks. Also, to collect information as to the who, what, where, when, and how these types of energy attacks are happening, and to help victims get on record what they are experiencing. Our process includes: the victim files a report. You sign a consent form. The case is reviewed in person or via Zoom with a due police caseworker. There is a free quick review, 30-second sound audio analysis to detect, find out if acoustic weapons are being used in your space. To emit sounds, to physically assault you, criminally transmit, beam external voices, sounds into your head, to psychologically manipulate or verbally torture you 24/7. Victims are emailed a final report from due police, the Directed Energy Weapons Agency, after completion of our steps. STEPS. Why file a report? Well, you want to create a record of complaint, the date, the time, and the place. You help enable other ongoing police government security agencies, CIA, FBI, right, Department of Defense, and investigations in identifying who, where, when, how, and what is being used to remotely harass and/or assault victims. And when they request it from us. So this is a little suspect because I don't know anything about them yet. We'll have to find out. And you can email to file a report. You can copy and paste questions below, answer them in an email, and send them to info@dopolice.com. The agreement is, by emailing my information to due police, due agency, I agree to a Zoom or in-person case review with a caseworker. Please do not send us your pictures, videos, or attachments to your email. Otherwise, your email will be deleted. All they want is your name, race, sex, date of birth, address, email address, phone number, your profession, level of education, what degree, licenses you've earned, who resides with you. Do you have military veteran members or friends? Which branch? When did the first incident happen? Have you been diagnosed with Havana syndrome or traumatic brain injury by a doctor? Do you hear voices? When did you begin to hear external voices? Do you see images or videos? When did you begin to see external videos? What types of attacks are you experiencing? Do you know who your attackers are? Do you believe you're being stalked? Do you think you're overly exposed to EMF? When was your most recent remote harassment or assault? Where, when, how? Briefly describe. Who did you notify? Report your case to. Have your attackers contacted you, email, speak to you through any means of communication or online? Do you know anyone that can shed light on things or may be involved? Has anyone ever personally threatened to harm you or through any means? Do you want to harm yourself or anyone, kill yourself, commit suicide? Do you have any physical evidence of the incident you can share? Has your personal life, education, job been affected in any way? Are there any cell tower transmitters near your home that you know of? When was the last time you visited a doctor or hospital? These are very personal questions. Have you been admitted to mental evaluation, hospital stay? Who had you admitted? Were you admitted after reporting these attacks? Are you on any medications? Would you like to make a brief statement to end your case review? Have you recently checked or tested for the C, the jabby wabby? If so, how many times have you had it? Have you been jabbied? Have you had close contact with confirmed blah blah blah? Oh, I'm not even going to talk about all these things. Are your devices hacked? Which one? Oh, you mean how many? Are your devices hacked? Not which one, like how many. Then they want your family history. Anyone suffer from mental illness, medical disease, privacy. Your information will not be shared without your consent. No, we are not your local police. This is a nonprofit organization accepting reports of directed energy harassments and assaults. We are understaffed and unable to respond in a timely manner. If you have an emergency, in danger, need immediate assistance, contact your local police. Updated 9/15/2024. So let's go on to the rest of the website. What are directed energy weapons? Directed energy weapon is a ranged weapon that damages its target with highly focused energy, including laser, microwaves, and particle beams. Potential applications of this technology include weapons that target personnel, missiles, vehicles, and optical devices. They are also defined as electromagnetic systems capable of converting chemical or electrical energy to radiate energy and focus it on the target, resulting in physical damage that degrades, neutralizes, defeats, or destroys an adversarial capability. Do you hear that? It's capable of converting chemicals or electrical energy. Think about what you have in your house. Don't you have chemicals in your house? Do you clean with chemicals, even ammonia, a bleach? And what about electrical energy? Are your houses hardwired? You have electricity in your home? Do you have a smart meter? Then they discuss the types. There's the area denial system, an area denial weapon or anti-access area denial A2AD weapon system is a defensive device or strategy used to prevent an adversary from occupying or traversing an area of land, sea, or air, like your own friggin' property. Active denial system technology is a non-lethal, which is an oxymoron. It's a non-lethal counter-personnel. It's non-lethal, but it's a counter-personnel capability that creates a heating sensation, quickly repelling potential adversaries with minimal risk of injury, which is a crock of BS. Then there are the neuroweapons. Researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences have created a handheld, listen to this, handheld sonic gun designed to help the nation's military and law enforcement agencies disperse crowds. According to the New South China Morning Post story, all the user of the device has to do is point it at a crowd and bang! And focus waves of sound will cause the target's eardrums, eyeballs, and brains to vibrate painfully. Oh, that sounds so wonderful and sophisticated. The sonic gun is powered by inert gas. When the gas is heated, its particles begin to vibrate and the device emits a deep, monotonous sound. When they tested the sonic gun in the field, the researchers found that it causes extreme discomfort. And again, that's probably an understatement. Sonic weapons are nothing new. In 2016, an unknown attacker may have caused a sonic weapon against U.S. government personnel in Havana, Cuba, and reports of other sonic attacks date back for centuries. The primary difference between past weapons and this new sonic gun is its portability. The previous sonic guns were large, unwieldy devices typically mounted on vehicles, but this one, it's about the size of a rifle. That means it'll be far easier for Chinese officials to... Oh, you mean just only the Chinese officials, yeah. And that could happen relatively soon, given that China's already approved the design for mass production in 2019. And you think we don't already have them? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Sonic and ultrasonic weapons, USW, are weapons of various types that use sound to injure, incapacitate, or unalive an opponent. And some of these weapons have been described as sonic bullets, sonic grenades, sonic mines, or sonic cannons. Some make a focused beam of sound or ultrasound. Some make an area field of sound. Then there are the microwaves. Oh, we're all well aware of what that is. They're a form of electromagnetic radiation, they are waves of electrical and magnetic energy moving together through space. Electromagnetic radiation spans a broad spectrum from a very long radio waves to short gamma waves. The human eye can only detect a small portion of this spectrum called visible light. A radio detects a different portion of the spectrum, and an X-ray machine uses yet another portion. Visible light, microwaves, and radio frequency RF radiation are forms of non-ionizing radiation. Non-ionizing radiation does not have enough energy to knock electrons out of atoms. X-rays are a form of ionizing radiation, which you should not do X-rays unless you really need to. Exposure to ionizing radiation can alter the atoms and molecules and cause damage to cells and organic matter. Microwaves are used to detect speeding cars and send telephone and television communications. Industries use microwaves to dry and cure plywood and cure rubber and resins and raise breads and donuts, and to cook potato chips. But the most common consumer use of microwave energy is the microwave oven. Microwaves have 3 characteristics that allow them to be used in cooking. They are reflected by metal. They pass through glass, paper, plastic, and similar materials, and they are absorbed by foods. Goodness, I haven't used a microwave oven, I think, in like a year and a half. EMF, electromagnetic weapons, are a type of directed energy weapons which use electromagnetic radiation to deliver heat, mechanical, or electrical energy to target, to cause pain, or permanent damage. They can be used against men, women, and children, electronic equipment, and military targets generally, depending on the technology. Then used against equipment, directed electromagnetic energy weapons can operate similarly to omnidirectional electromagnetic pulse EMP devices by inducing destructive voltage within electronic wiring. Oh, that's how they can short everything out in your house. They literally shorted out my iPad. It was on the sofa here when I first moved here. They knocked me in the leg. Whatever energy weapon they used knocked my leg, and it shorted out my iPad. Never got it to work again. They did the same thing with my lamp. 2 times with the lamp. How about what they did to my tankless water heater that was only 5 years old? Oh, the list is endless. Endless list. They can be used against men, women, children, by inducing destructive voltage within the electrical wiring. The difference is that they are directional and can be focused on a specific person using a parabolic reflector. Oh, and then there's the harp, the musical harp. Ionizing electromagnetic radiation frequencies, unprecedentedly strong and narrow electromagnetic emissions stimulated by high-frequency radio waves in the ionosphere. And that was taken from a PubMed article, NCBI, NLM.nih.gov, and the number is 192-57596. Let me show you here. And this beautiful little angel is an original oil painting by Linda Russell. Lindsay's Angel Arts. Lindsay's Art Angels. Okay, let's see what else we got. Well, now this looks really interesting. Remote kiddos taking a nap. Okay. Remote kiddos taking a nap. You have to read between my lines, boys and girls, men and women. Remote kids taking a nap is the action of using digital or electronic means such as bio, neurobio, and or acoustic devices, weapons, technology, then remotely connect to another human being. And after that, they psychologically abduct, hijack the person's mind, psychologically detain, coercion, involuntary manner, psychological force. They detain a person without informing them. Psychologically moving a person without his or her knowledge or consent. To psychologically move a person against his or her will. Remotely talking a person through acoustic technology, devices, electronics, and or similar technology into doing what you tell him or her to do. Psychologically manipulate a person into making decisions you tell him or her to do. Verbally control, manipulate a person into subconscious acts, including taking one's own life, sexual or criminal acts. This is copyright May 19, 2024, doagency.org. Interesting, huh? So let's read on here about the Do Agency. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of it in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's a quote by Nikola Tesla. Okay, so what this basically is are a bunch of articles. I'll just read some of the articles. Wearable radio frequency weapon exposure detector contract and grant awards. That was October 2024. Science and Tech Spotlight Directed Energy Weapons, August 2024. Directed Energy Month in August 2024. Neurostrike, a new weapon of warfare requiring urgent prophylactic steps. Okay, let's see what else we've got going on here. They have a portion on Havana syndrome, and then they've got a history here, a history of guns. That you can't leave it out without Dr. Jose Delgado, mind control bull in the 1960s. Right here, let me show you. Okay, so that's he's got a section on history, and then there is a section for laws, which is basically empty. Well, there is a CFR Part 15. It's a section of Title 47 that defines and regulates radio frequency emissions. These include intentional emissions, such as radiation of phones, radios that use RF to communicate. However, there's also unintentional and incidental radiation, which are the accidental byproducts of operations. Anything which produces these types of emissions is a Part 15 device that's subject to the relevant FCC regulations. Interesting. Title 47. Then there is an executive order on enhancing safeguards for United States signals intelligence activities. There's a full text link that you can click on. And then they give you some information about, or they don't give you any information about their foundation. So they started a foundation also, Direct Energy Weapons Foundation, Inc. So they've created this whole stuff in 2024. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know what the legalities are of all this, but I'll show you here. Okay. So I thought that was really interesting. Thank you, STL, for sending this along to me. It's certainly interesting. People are beginning to realize the urgency for getting the message out there about this stuff, but I would want to investigate the. We've got a founder here. Let me just show you here. Do Agency, Mikkel Wright Hodges. This is the founder. Okay, they're registered in New York. This is all on the up and up. Everything is registered here. And let's see. The purpose of this website is to raise awareness, educate, and help protect communities, civilians, men, women, children, security and law enforcement officers from criminal, illegal use of directed energy, including radio frequency, chemical, electrical, radiant, mechanical, thermal, nuclear, microwave, pulsed energy, nanotechnology, and acoustic energy through directed energy weapons. Police do school. So they've got the directed energy police, directed energy school, do agency centers. The mission is raising awareness. And then they've got a vision, they've got their values here. So, it's quite interesting. And as a nonprofit, meaning they can fundraise for this cause to educate the public and stuff. So it's an interesting resource, that's for sure. Thank you so much, SDL. Please leave your questions and comments down below. I'm not going to post links to external websites, but let me read it to you. It's doagency.org. Okay, it's DEW agency.org. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to sign off for now.